Oh, look how many of us there are. Yay.
This is awesome. Oh, Vanessa's here. Kim and Bryn, Jessica, Tamara, Ashley. This is awesome.
Hannah, oh, there you go, Hannah. I was like, Hannah in the UK looks awfully a lot like Scotty. Cool. Heather, I'm going to let you kind of run this and I'll just be here.
Okay, sweet. So, how many of you guys listened to the call by Ashley Lachlan? Anybody listen to that call? So
No.
I love that. And so she's been having huge success. She took her team from the thousands down into like the top 15 or something. Do you remember the rank she is, Scotty?
I know she's in the top 20 somewhere, but she was ranked, like 1,000 and went from like 1,000 to 20.
Yeah, in 1 year. So incredible transformation there with her team. And so I've been really studying her, watching what she's doing and learning from her videos. So I've watched a few of her videos and I wrote down kind of what she's doing. Basically what it is that has changed her business is she started doing weekly coach groups. She would teach people, like, she'd go live each day for like 3 to 5 days. I think it was like a 3-day thing, but she found that people were kind of dropping off and 3 days was too long for people. So what she did was she took everything that she talked about in those live videos and combined it into one long video. And then as she has people that are interested in coaching, what she does is she has them fill out a form. So like learn more about coaching type form. And then once they fill that out, she sends them an email with this video that she created. This video is an hour long and she talks about how, like, an overview of coaching, who we're looking for. She goes over objections like worries, fears, misconceptions, all about the income, spouse support, training, next steps. She brings a ton of energy and passion to this video, and she figures, like, if someone is willing to watch this entire hour-long video, then I want them on my team. If they're not committed or dedicated enough to even watch this video, then I don't want them as a part of my team. And so once they have watched that video and she follows up with them, then she invites them to this apprenticeship group. So I know that Scotty and his UK coaches ran one 2 weeks ago. So I'm really excited to do this with our team and to load up as many people as we can in there and get them to understand what it is exactly we're doing as coaches. And so what she does is she gets everybody set up for the free trial of On Demand so that they can see what it looks like, and then they're assigned a different workout each day. And let's see, so it's like a challenge group post that she does each day. We'll do our workouts in the morning, we post a sweaty selfie or whatnot, and then on day 2 she has everybody add 5 friends. Day 3 we have them reach out to the people who liked or commented on their posts. We just have them share like their workout selfie onto their main Instagram or Facebook, just so that they're sharing what they're doing. And then, so day 3, they'll reach out to anyone who's liked or commented on their posts. Day 4 is they'll message new people. Let's see. Reach out to people is 3. So like they're talking to friends that they already know and just be like, what goals are you working on? How's life going? They're just kind of playing catch up with friends. And then day 4, they'll message the people who are liking and commenting on their posts. Day 5 is all about personal development. And then day 6, she has them do a live video just saying, this is the group I've been a part of this week, what I've been learning. I just love this. Thank you so much for your support in all of the posts that I've shared this week. I'm going to become a coach and I'd love to help you. So let me know if you're interested in help. And they have found a ton of success with this. People are really interested, and the people who do these apprenticeship groups have a lot less anxiety because they're just sharing. They're not like, it's just an introduction to what we do, and they get really pumped up. They get super excited about being able to share their love of, this new lifestyle. And that's another thing to keep in mind, is that we're inviting to lifestyle coaching, because I feel like if we say health and fitness all the time, then some people will not be interested, or that might sound scary to some people. So I love how she mentioned that she calls it lifestyle coaching, because that's really what it is we're sharing all about our lives. So that's basically my ideas of how we could run the group. I feel like it'd be important to send out those invites this week to hear kind of what their goals are, get them on the phone, learn more about these people who would be interested in our apprenticeship, and then send them an email with a video that we've created about these different objections. So I'll post a list of objections, and then we can make a little video we can send to people to watch before they join our apprenticeship group. And I just was thinking it would be good to like make sure that they watch it before we add them into the apprenticeship group. But I just wanted to jump on here and kind of ask everybody's opinion and see what you guys want to do and how we should run this, because I'd love to hear like your thoughts and your advice, any other opinions or ideas. I'd love it. So if you guys have anything else to add, or Scotty, if you want to talk about how you want to run it.
No, I'm going to let you guys do it. I have a question. I just want to make sure. So we need to make the video, right, that we're going to have them watch first?
Yeah, I was thinking that would be good. I mean, we don't have to, but I feel like that would be a good introduction. So that way they have a feel for exactly what it is that we do as coaches, and they have a lot of those questions answered first off before we add them in and they start doing the workouts. But I don't think it would necessarily have to be a requirement. What do you think about that?
What do you guys think?
Are you saying like you and Scotty doing it, or we're each individually doing like our own video and sending it to our prospects?
It'd be best if we all individually created a video and just started out by answering all of those common misconceptions, common objections, and just talking a little bit about what it is we do and why we love it. That way they can get kind of an introduction to what it is that they're going to be doing in the apprenticeship. And then if they actually watch it and they're still interested, then the apprenticeship is going to be a lot more powerful for them, I feel.
I really like the idea of having that introduction video, because I find like to invite them, for a lot of people, that's just scary enough as it is when they have no idea what they're going into. So I get more no's to coaching invites than to yeses, because they have no idea what they're getting into. And a lot of them are worried about that instant commitment. Like they feel like if they say yes, then they're stuck with doing something that they don't really want to do. So at least having that little video that they can watch by themselves, where they're not like being judged on whatever they're watching, right? And then, I really like that, actually.
Awesome.
I spend a lot of time battling misconceptions with a lot of people, because a lot of them, one lady was actually frustrated because I told her, I was like, I use those little containers and I do meal planning. She's like, I just can't eat that little a day. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, filling it up like once a day and eating that. I'm like, no, oh my gosh, like that is not at all. This isn't a fad diet. This is a lifestyle. And so a lot of people already have those misconceptions or whatever is in their mind, and they're like, it's not sustainable, I can't do this or that. I feel like that's a really good idea to show them, hey, this is our nutrition guide, and I will teach you how to maintain, gain, or lose weight. I feel like that's I really like that idea.
I really like that idea too. But the only thing I'm afraid of is of making the video a requirement to get into the apprenticeship group. I think it's a great introduction, and if they watch it, that's awesome. But I don't want to shut down people from having the opportunity just because they didn't watch a video. So I love the idea, and I totally think we should do it, but I'd be scared of making it a really strict requirement.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I feel like, things come up, in people's lives that they can't control. And if they didn't have a chance to watch it, we can still add them to the group for sure. Or another idea is you could send the email to them with the video and then add them into the group at the same time. So they know that it's going to be starting on Monday, but they're also getting that video.
Awesome.
Hey, Heather, I have a question. Quick question. Did you say her video was an hour long? That she has them all. So let me ask you this. Have you seen that video?
I haven't. Have you?
No, but I'm like, here's my thought process. Sometimes it's super hard to get people to like give you 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So like an hour like that, she must kill it in the video. Because an hour, honestly, if you said, hey, I've got this cool little thing I want to do, but it's an hour long, I'd be like, Like I honestly don't even know if I would give an hour, even though I love coaching and I'm interested. So my thought process is I like the video idea, But I think if we can like maybe make a smaller video for certain people, like I don't even know if I could talk an hour, or like I would just blab about all sorts of different stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a great point. And I feel like
I don't know.
Since we all make our own individual video because we want them to see us as leaders, then you can make it as long or short as you want. All of us individually. So,
I feel like being authentic to yourself. And
yeah, for sure.
what your vision is for your team. You'll know what you want to say. You'll know how to attract the people that you want to attract, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the truth of the matter is you're going to attract people like you. So if you're the kind that likes a long video or likes all the details, that's what you're going to make, and that's who you're going to attract. If you like a 10-minute video, your people are going to be like you. So I think it'll just be an individual thing. Cool.
Awesome. So I'm going to make an outline. I can make an outline and post it in both of our groups so you can see kind of the different points you can hit in that video. And then we can also work on an outline for our coach apprenticeship next week. So I believe it'll be Scotty and I going live. Like we'll alternate days of going live talking about different topics. Are there any topics that you guys want us to make sure that we talk about, or anything else that we should add?
Like aside from what you guys already have like laid out in the little plan that you posted in our competition.
Yeah. So you can take a look at that, like the last outline that they used, that Scotty used with the UK coaches, and just see if there's anything else that you want to add to that, and just message us like in our chat thread. And so like we have them adding friends one day, we have them reaching out to anyone who likes your comments on their posts, we have them reading PD. We'll give them a bunch of like audios to listen to and book recommendations, and then like having them post a live video at the end of the group. Is there anything else, like any other ideas, anything that would help them understand like how cool coaching is, or different little assignments that we could have them do through the week?
One thing I want to see, just to be prepared myself, that like you said, you put it in the Team Dynasty and in your team page, Elite Fitness, the template of the assignments we're going to give, just so I can kind of prepare my people.
Yeah.
I've seen some very successful coach sneak peek groups, and I've seen some that are like a complete flop where nobody does anything. And I think a lot of it comes with preparing, like using this time. As I'm talking about, what's the start date exactly, so we can all write it down?
It'll be Monday.
The 19th.
The 19th, yeah.
Okay,
and
so we have a week, right?
Yeah, and so I will open the group, and then we can start adding people in, and then like Saturday, I'll post in there and be like, make sure you get your on-demand trial. Or I could even post that on Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So each one of us needs to make sure we're inviting. Let's spend a little bit of time talking about how to invite people in. Along with, we've talked about making the video, but let's talk about how to invite them in. Like, what are some strategies? Like, share some ideas. But as you get them invited in, I think the next, where a lot of people fall short, is the follow-up. Like, you don't just throw them in the group and hope they watch everything. It's going to be important that you're investing in this future coach. Like, it's going to be important that as you get them in and they have the day's assignment for Monday, that you check in with them and make sure that they know where to find it, what the assignment is, and that you do that throughout the whole week with them. That's where the magic is going to be. It's like when I started as a coach, we didn't have the 4 vital behaviors, because I'm the old grandpa coach. It was called the game plan. And it like one of the main thing was the fortune is in the follow-up. It was the last one. So as we invite people, remember, once you get them in there, like, treat it like your brand new little baby, because that's what your prospect is. And so you're going to need to make sure you kind of feed them. Don't just expect them to eat everything that we put out there and digest it all and understand it all. Ask them questions each day. When Heather goes live on Monday, or whether I go live, say, hey, Heather talked about this today. What are your thoughts about that? Do you have any concerns about that? Do you understand that? Going back to what Bryn was saying also about the portion cups, do you understand what Beachbody on Demand is, if that's what we talk about that day? So remember that, and then let's talk about ways to invite. You guys have anything that's worked really well for inviting that you want to share?
I just talk to them like I already know who they are. like in a sense, right? Like I don't go into this conversation like awkward and weird. The last couple of weeks have been like super awesome for me starting up conversations because I have definitely used the hashtags to find my people. And so I'm really connecting with people that are a lot like me, which really helps because then there's this instant comfortable bond, and we just talk about all of these things that we have in common. And actually just the last couple conversations that I had with a couple oil field moms, letting them know, like them asking like, oh, what do you do? I stay at home with my kids. And I told one of them what I did. And she was like, that would be so cool to be able to do something like that from home. Like, and there's my opening to invite. And so it's not weird. It's not uncomfortable. It's just become a very natural sort of conversation where I'm just, the inviting I don't really have to think about because now it's just there because of where our conversations go, and that I'm not stressing out about writing the right thing or saying the right thing. Like I have nothing to hide. I'm me. And so I just have conversations with these people like I would if they were all in the same room with me. Like I'm not one person for one person and one person for another one. I'm just me when I talk to them, and that makes a huge difference.
So I have a question, I guess. Being a really new coach, I'm like just now starting to form these relationships with people and reach out to people. And so all of this is really, really new. And so I guess I'm wondering whether it's okay to sort of like jump in with this invitation if the conversation isn't quite, or the relationship isn't quite ready for it. Like, I don't want to force it onto them, but I also don't want them to miss an opportunity. So I'm a little bit unsure about how to proceed with really new relationships.
Yeah, that's a great question. So
Go ahead.
it just depends on like how well you know each other and how far into the forming process you've gotten. I feel like once you kind of know what their family's like, what they do for work, kind of what their goals are, I typically invite to my accountability group first, just because so many people could benefit from help with their health and nutrition. And so that's what I invite to first. And so that's what I would do, is I would invite to that first and then kind of get a feel after that and go from there with coaching. But everyone that I invite to my accountability group, I always get them on the phone just so that I can talk to them, you know, for 10 minutes and make that connection, because that connection can't really be made over text or even through voice messages. So I just love to be able to connect with them in a genuine way over the phone really quick. And then at the end of the conversation, you could even ask them, hey, would you like to be part of this coaching group? I can send you an email with a video with a little bit more information. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Okay, thank you.
Can I add us more opinion on top of that? Great advice Heather gave, Jessica. Is that right, Jessica? Okay.
Yep, that's it.
So, when I started as a coach, it's like the same thing. You're this brand new coach. You're just starting conversations, because I didn't use Facebook and all that social media stuff before I became a coach. Like that was part of the thing I had to learn. And so all of a sudden I'm adding friends, starting conversations, and I need to invite people, right? And you don't want to like jump the gun and offend somebody. You know, that's kind of the mindset you have, or scare them away. But on the other hand, you know, you have this really awesome gift to give them. So, you know, in my first 3 months, I recruited 13 coaches in my first, and only 2 of them I knew from I call it my previous life, from high school or before I became a coach. The rest of the other 11 people in the first 3 months I found, started conversations with, found out their goals, and invited them. And it's very similar to what Heather is saying. I think about it like whenever I've bought something, like let's say when I buy a vehicle, I meet that person on the lot. And we have a one-on-one conversation, and then I spend thousands of dollars for a car. You know? So he could be like, well, let me learn a little bit more about them and send them home, let them think about it. But they don't do that. They match up your goals with what you say you want when you get there. And if they're friendly, you buy from them. Like when I bought my truck, for example, I went to 3 different lots and they just weren't very friendly, and they tried to push me into something I didn't want. And then the first person that was like asking me about my kids, how long I've been married, how it would feel to drive this truck, if the kids would fit in the truck, where we were going to take that truck, I was like, I'm going to buy from this dude. And I went in and paid with a check. right? So the same thing will go with your business. When I started mine, I just did that one-on-one conversation. I got on the phone. I invited friends over. I made the shakes for them. I said, hey, these are my results. I lost 38 pounds. It works. And, the cool thing is I found out if I help enough people get results like I got, that my wife doesn't have to work. And you can see that I'm here alone with 3 babies. And my wife's at work. And I don't think it's right for me to be like that and to live a life like that. So, if you want to get in shape, I'm here to help you, because me helping you achieve your results means that I don't have to send my wife to work. And then, what happened through that conversation? They're like, well, shoot, is that something I can do? Like, how does that work? I'm going to Olive Garden, sending my daughter to daycare. And then I say, hey, well, let's show you how it works. And back then I just did, the 1 hour conversation or this video we're talking about, or the sneak peek with them one-on-one. But the idea of the sneak peek is to get them to that point where they're like, oh, how does that work? That's cool. Just kind of like we were talking about before, and then invite them in. So I would just, if I were you and you had this whole week, I would reach out to every person that you love, that you have a relationship, that trusts you, and just talk to them for 15 minutes and say, this is how it's transformed my life. This is how, this is what my life was like before meeting Heather and this team. This is how my life is transformed, how it's different, and this is why I want to continue doing it. And just ask them questions if they've ever felt like you felt as you've gone through that journey, make that connection. And then just say, hey, it's like no obligations. You want to see what it's like to be a coach? And then invite them in.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so
much. That's really helpful.
And you can do that with complete strangers too, that you meet on Instagram and whatnot. Have a couple back and forths. Like I met a girl. She's a fitness model, and I met her in Las Vegas with Gabby at Leadership. They went skydiving with us. And, I just checked in with her once in a while. I actually edited her skydiving video. That's I add value to people when I can. And then finally, just yesterday, I was like, hey, do you have time to chat? I want to talk with you sometime this week about what you do with your fitness. And she's like, yeah, is everything okay? That's what she wrote, ? And I said, yeah, everything's awesome. I just want to show you something. And so I have a call with her tomorrow. So that's kind of like a complete stranger. I don't know very much about her, but I'm just making that invite to talk on the phone.
Okay.
And then I won't even introduce Beachbody on Demand, any of that stuff. I'm just going to ask her everything about her journey, and she's exactly my tribe that I want. Like her Instagram says faith, family, fitness. This is exact same as my Facebook says. So I'm attracting the right people. And if you do that, just like has been said on this call, they're going to be open to wanting to talk to you. It's going to be easy conversation.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
And if they say no, that's okay. Because I said no to Lindsay for 8 months. So don't worry about that.
Same thing before Heather, yeah. 2 years.
Yeah. Hey, Scotty or Heather or whoever's hosting the call, actually. Can I just share with what's working for me? Because I've completely changed a lot of things that I've done that's working for me right now. And it's a lot different, I think, than what most people are doing, but it's working for me. So what I'm doing is I always make sure my social media is on point. So because for me, social media is, as soon as you start talking to somebody or messaging somebody, they're going to check your profile out and see what you're all about. So my social media for me has always got to be on point. So it's good pictures, stories. I personally don't use. But are you guys hearing feedback when I talk? Wait, you guys are all muted. I don't know.
Sorry, I'll mute everybody. I'll mute everybody.
Are you? Hopefully the feedback's gone, but hopefully the feedback's gone. If you guys can't hear it, I'll just keep talking. But I hear my. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. So as long as my social media is on point, that's a big thing. So what I'm doing with new messages, so people I've never talked to, completely cold market, is I'll shoot them a message, something along the lines of, hey, we've been friends for a little while. Other than likes and comments, we haven't officially said hi. How's everything in your world? So something simple, something whatever to start the conversation. And then as the conversation progresses, some people will answer you, some won't. That's always the case. And as it progresses, you start to get the, like Beachbody says, form. So I start kind of asking them a little bit about themselves, what they do, things like that. And as the conversation progresses, what I do is I'll eventually, instead of inviting them like, hey, girl, or hey, guy, like, I don't know if you saw my post about my challenge group. So instead of something like that, I'll just say, hey, I don't know if, basically, I have it right here. Say, I don't know if this would be a fit or not for you, and I may be barking up the wrong tree, but are you at all interested in are you at all open to doing what Heather and I do? So something along those lines, so it creates curiosity. I'm not asking them to join my challenge group. I'm just saying, hey, are you at all open to taking a look at what I do? And then from there, if they say yes or what is it, that's when I'll do kind of like what Heather was saying or Scotty, is I like video chat. So I'll say, hey, you good with the video chat? So jump on, and then you just talk about their goals, get to know them, let them get to know you a little bit better. And then depending on how the conversation goes, if it's something that they're like really interested in, then you can proceed to get them signed up. Or I'll try to send them to like a third-party tool. So there's some great back office videos. So let's say the conversation's going really well, but they're not quite there, ready to join. I'll be like, well, hey, I have a great video. It's like 6 minutes long, and it will explain exactly what Heather and I do. It's gonna explain it a lot better than her or I could ever do it. If I sent you the video, would you watch it? And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say yes. And then from there, you just keep following up. So that's kind of what's working for me. I've been able to get the presentation in front of a lot more people. I've been able to get on the video chats a lot more with people. And instead of like, I don't take like a month anymore of trying to build a relationship. Like I'll be honest, like I generally anywhere from like 2 days up to like a week before I even ask if they're open. So I'm not taking a month. I'm not taking 2 weeks. Like I kind of like call it like the fast disqualification. Like if they're not interested, why take a month to build a relationship if they're not going to be open anyways? So it's like, find out what they're working on, find out their goals. Typically, if your social media is really good, they're going to know you're into health and fitness anyway. So they're going to automatically be bringing up the health and fitness stuff. And then it's just like super easy. Oh, awesome. So what have you done that hasn't worked for you or whatever? And then you can lead it into like, I don't know if this is a fit or not for you. But are you at all open? So that's what I've been doing, and it's been working a lot. I've been able to get a lot of people or a lot of presentations or video chats in front of people. So that's what I do.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Mark.
Yes.
I think someone hopped on there.
Yeah.
Okay. One other tip that I have, just as we're talking about this invite thing, go look at Heather's. Heather did an invite post today, like a public one. Check out her post, see what she did. And then one thing I would do is do one of your own, like share a heartfelt, like how you came into this, how it's transformed your life publicly. Because as you begin, like Mark said, to privately invite people, they're going to come back and check. And so they're going to come look at your stuff. They'll be able to read that. And if it connects with them, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't at that moment. And one thing I do in making invites that kind of answers what Jessica was saying as well is I kind of make it a game. Like life is too serious, like outside of Beachbody. So like I'm always okay with a no. I'm okay with as many no's that like I wrote a message to a YouTuber that has 16 million subscribers. Like it's not going to hurt me if he never sees it, right? But what if he does, right? So like who cares? Just invite. Talk to people, make it a game. Like one way that I do it is you need to make people feel special in a way, right? So when I say it, like I say, oh my gosh, I can't believe, this is one of my wording. I can't believe that I've never actually shown you what it is that I do with these health and fitness challenges I do. I know you've seen these transformation posts. I've seen you comment on one, or whatever it is that they've done. Like I can't believe I haven't shown you how I do it, and that it's something you can possibly do as well. Would you be you learning.
And he said, yeah.
Hey, Mark and Heather, yours is, there you go. So I just make it fun like that and just make them feel special. I can't, I believe you would be a great fit, or I can't believe that I haven't invited you before or shared this with you. And I'll be the first to admit, I didn't invite Heather. She got on me the other day. She's like, why didn't you invite me to this coach thing? You came to me when the time was right, but I didn't. So think of it like that. Like there's someone in your life, there's multiple people in your life right now from school, relatives or whatever, that are going to come to you someday, like Heather did to me, and say like, you made me wait like 3 years. Why didn't you invite me 3 years ago? So think about that when you're inviting to this sneak peek, that they're out there and they won't know unless you tell them. Okay. What do we have? 8 minutes left.
Awesome. I love that.
Okay. What else do we need to talk about?
I was going to actually ask,
Bryn.
Scotty, this is Bryn. Hey, I was just wondering, so I kind of mainly focus on Instagram, but I was wondering, would you say focus on one social media site, or would you say focus on two, or is there something that you would recommend or say like find your niche with social media, or how to navigate that?
Absolutely. So what's working best? I know Heather posted some stats in my team page, so I imagine she'd probably put it in yours, that Instagram stories is producing far more Success Club points and recruitment. Instagram stories. So that's where I would put the most of my time and energy. If you're new to learning things, what I do is I'm only like 2 weeks into really working Instagram, and this will answer your question on a deeper level, Bryn. Like I have a public Facebook page, a like page, a YouTube channel, a blog, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and I have all of those. I use all of them. But here's the thing: is I create the same content, and it just goes to all platforms. So I write a Facebook post. If it gets nowadays when Facebook doesn't get good traction, if I know it's a good post, then I copy it and I put it into a blog post. I copy it, I put it onto an Instagram post, and I just change the picture, to make it more of like an Instagram type of, scroll stopping picture. And then my YouTube video, and then when I do YouTube, I just talk about what I wrote. So I put it on all platforms. It's the same content, but like focus on one, but then you can use other platforms. So I'm like, when I say I use Twitter and Twitter and Pinterest, all I do is I go from my blog post, I just share it to Pinterest and put it in a board, like if it's a transformation photo or 80-day obsession, like meal plan or results, I'll just pin it into my Pinterest on one of those. And so like, it seems like a lot of work, but it's really just one work, and then you spread it out to other platforms. But I'm really focusing on like I'm doing Instagram stories like 10 to 20 a day, and it's awkward for me, and it's not as pretty as some of those top female coaches, but like that's not me. So I'll do it the way that I do it, and I'll attract people that can do it like I do. So I would focus on Instagram, to be honest, and or Facebook, or both. Like I do both of them. Okay.
Awesome. Any other questions? We have 5 minutes. So I'm going to open that group today for the apprenticeship, and I am going to create an outline. So I'll post that in Scotty's page as well as ours for the video, and then as well as like our apprenticeship. I will send that to Scotty first, and then we can tweak it, and then we'll share with you guys once we've got it finalized, so you know what to expect each day, and like who's going live each day. And then just remember to tag your people in each of the posts. That way they can see it, and then we're following up with them each day, asking them if we can help with any questions. And then, Scotty, so I always have trouble tagging people on live videos. Does anyone else have trouble with that, or is it just me?
So yeah, I just tag them after the video's done.
Okay, like you have to go to the comments first. So just make sure that when you tag your people, like it actually tags them and their name is in bold and dark, because sometimes with live videos, if you just type their name, it won't actually tag them.
Yeah.
Did you have something to ask, Tamara? Oh, sorry. There we go.
Okay. Very good. I think we're both clicking at the same time. I was just wondering, so if you and Scotty are posting in our group, like the main content and doing the live videos, we're just making sure that what? Are we like commenting, engaging in your guys' stuff? just so that the people we're inviting see us actively part of this too, right? So we're not just like putting them in the group and then tagging them in videos. So like, should we be posting stuff too, or taking part in like the assignments that you guys are giving out too, just so they're like seeing how it's done too?
Yeah, I would say you guys should each act like just like your prospects are, because we're teaching them to do what you guys do. So we'll do the main posting on this one. Hannah is on this video. We did it where we had like 7, 8 different coaches in all do a live video. And it's great to get them out of their comfort zone, but it was just too much stuff going on that people didn't know what to follow. So we're going to have Heather and I lead this one. Then you guys participate, follow up each day, like tag your prospects in there, follow up with them individually. That's going to be vital. And then do the assignments just like we are. So that because your prospects and your future coaches, because that's what they are going to emulate your activity. So if you're a watcher and don't do anything, then they might sign up, yes, but then they're just going to sit around and watch what's going on and not participate. So you want participation. So that stems from you doing that first. So let's see, we've got 3 minutes. So let's go over the assignment. So assignment is make your own. What is like Beachbody, right? Like your projection or sharing what Beachbody is. And we're going to have a template, right, Heather, of some questions to answer where you can just do a live video. Like I would put a little note up and just answer them. Hey, tell your story, go over the questions, answer them. This is what this is what this is. And whether it's a 7-minute video or a 55-minute video is up to your personality and your style. Send that to your people as you make invites this week. Get them into the group by Saturday, I would say, at least by Saturday. And one thing we didn't talk about or emphasize very much where Hannah and I messed up is we didn't follow through in the invite process to get them into their Beachbody on Demand before we started. So we had people starting and we're talking about doing Beachbody on Demand workouts and they're not even signed up yet. So it was kind of like a mess and they're confused. So spend this week inviting and getting them onto Beachbody on Demand with the trial, or if they already have Beachbody on Demand, make sure they know how to log in and they're ready to use it next week. And what are your goals? Like how many people are you going to invite? I want 20 people in there. So I'm going to have to invite like 100. So that's my goal. So I want you to think about yours and share it with Heather, or if you're my coach, share it with me too.
Awesome. I'm excited. This is going to be really cool. So yeah, just make sure that you're participating the same way that your prospects would. So if we have an assignment to do a workout, I know most of us are doing 80-day obsession. But if that's like what you want to stick to, just do your workout and then post your sweaty selfie anyways. Like if you don't stick to that exact workout that we assign for the day, that's okay. And we'll probably do at least one 80-day obsession during the week so that they can try it out too, even though they may not have sliders and bands. And then just anything, like any post that you see in there, just comment, tag your people, add in your story. I'll have a thing like on Saturday or Sunday where we talk about our introductions. And so everybody's going to introduce themselves, like where they came from, what their goals are, and everything like that. Did you have something to add, Bryn? Okay. Awesome. Cool. Thanks so much, Scotty, for your time. And thanks everybody for joining us. Sure appreciate it. And I'm excited.
Okay. I'm going to write my invite post right now. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks everybody.
Read Heather's, read mine, and then make yours. See you guys.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.